Hey everyone, and welcome back to this OpenZeppelin tutorial series. In this video, we're going to be checking out the OpenZeppelin Ownable2Step contract. It's basically a variant of the Ownable contract we looked at last time, and the functionality is quite similar, but just like the name implies, it adds a two-step process of transferring ownership. So the example contract will be exactly the same here. Let's go ahead and copy that over to a new contract, and then once we update the import in the file, or contract names rather, we'll go ahead and jump into the Ownable2Step code and see what's different about it though. So just changing the contract names in the import. Now let's go ahead and see what's in this two-step file, or contract rather. So you can see here the Ownable2Step is actually extending the original Ownable contract here, but now we have this pending owner state variable. So look at the transfer ownership override here. We're changing the original functionality to, rather than set the new owner right away, to instead set the pending owner. And then that pending owner must call a separate function called accept ownership before they actually become the new contract owner. So unlike the previous, or default rather, from the ownable contract implementation of this function, where it'll revert if the zero address is passed to the new owner, this one doesn't do that. And the reason is, if a mistake is made in transferring ownership, there's still time for the original owner to call this function with the zero address, and that will, in essence, basically reset this pending owner value back to what it was by default, which is uninitialized, or in other words, back to the zero address. But also, if a mistake is made, the current owner can just call the contract again with the correct address as well. Either way would accomplish the same thing, which is preventing the wrong address from taking control of the contract. And there is one case here in the accept ownership function where it will revert, and that's a pretty obvious one. We don't want anyone else other than the pending owner to be able to accept ownership of the contract. Let's go ahead and look at the unit tests now. So the ones that are going to remain the same are at the top here, same as the ownable we originally tested from last time, but there are some new ones here. So we want to make sure the pending owner is set correctly. The pending owner should be able to be the zero address, unlike the original ownable contract. And then the pending owner should be able to accept the ownership. And then once they do accept ownership, they should be able to call that protected function. There's actually one test case that we should write as well, where we make sure that a non-pending owner address cannot accept ownership. That would be important. So let's just go ahead and copy this one down here. So should not allow an address other than the pending owner to accept ownership. So let's see here. Here we can go ahead and transfer it to the new owner, but then we also need the non-owner as well. And then we want to connect the non-owner when trying to accept ownership. Oops. And then let's see here. This is not going to happen because it's going to revert. So just make sure we add a statement here that's expecting it to revert. Oh, actually, we should wrap that previous statement with the assertion here. So we're expecting this to revert. And by the way, because we're chaining together a few calls here, connect to the actual function call here, and this one's asynchronous, we need to actually put the await statement before the expect, otherwise it's not going to work properly. So here we go. Let's see here. Now we're going to say to be reverted with custom error. Just for readability, let's put this on a new line. We need to pass in the contract, and then also the name of the error we're expecting. So if we head back to this contract here, we'll see the name of the custom error is ownable unauthorized account. So let's go ahead and paste that in here. Okay, so it looks good, I think. So we are logging out the current owner. Current owner is transferring address to the new owner. We're logging out the new owner's address, and then we're using the non-owner to see if they can take control the contract by accepting ownership, which should not happen. So let's go ahead and run these unit tests. Okay, and they all passed. So yeah, once again, all the code here is going to be on the GitHub repo in the description below. If you're interested in this, I would encourage you to just go ahead and clone that repo. Run the tests on your own. You can further inspect the logs a little more. You can also change things around and play around with it too, of course. So in any case, that's all for this one, and hope to see you guys in the next one.